So here's a hard part to explain. There was a person that was pregnant at the age of 18 in Lowell. I've already talked about that, but there's a part of it where I say, I called his sister and the family. But I didn't have a cell phone or any phone line, and the pregnant girl did not apparently, or said she didn't have, the phone number of that family. But her father and mother did, and there was an old lady that was friends of her father and mother. Now, her father was a jerk. People didn't like him. Mother's not in the picture. But there's an old lady that talks to the father. Somehow she is able to get the phone number and pass on messages. So the way that we work this out is I go to a church. I meet a family member that knows a family member. I give the message to be passed on. The message gets passed on to the father or the family. Also, the baby daddy was meeting up with me and I was having chats with him. He did not want to run into her. So when he saw her following me around, he avoided her and at all costs. I tracked him down at a park and we had a little chat. He agreed to go back and convince his family to do something about his pregnant daughter or pregnant son, or sorry, about his baby mama or his girlfriend that's now pregnant and the baby they're about to have. He says that he's going to try to do something for her. Well, why don't you do something now? Bring her back with you. No, 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 no. Well, believe it or not, this guy was like me. He had no teeth. I always thought it was weird, a guy who's 37 with no teeth. I guess that one bit me in the ass, huh? I laughed at all those jokes. Hey, all those people that made jokes about this 37-year-old having no teeth. Uh-oh, I guess I fucked up. I laughed at the jokes. Now I have no teeth. Funny how that works. Karma comes around. It sure does, and sometimes karma doesn't come around. Sometimes people are just evil, hurtful, and jump to conclusions, and demons and the devil love working their magic. And that's the problem, by the way, with a lot of people. You can make a choice. You can make good choices that better everybody, or you can make selfish, evil choices that you think is just going to better yourself. There's always that choice between good and evil. And selfish behavior is always evil. Even if you're trying to be selfish because you think it's for your family, if you're sacrificing somebody else or something else that isn't yours, or if you're making a very, very evil mistake, you eventually will pay for it, but you'll be allowed to do it. There is no God who's going to stop you from murder. You are free to murder, rape, torture anybody you choose. There are consequences after you commit that crime. The devil might even help you, might even give you a thrill for doing it, but fuck you. I'm telling you, there are magical things that happen when you follow God and Jesus Christ. If you want to follow Buddha, that is fine. That is absolutely fine. As long as you have God in your heart and you're trying to do good on this earth and you are doing God's will, He will forgive you for any mistake that might be like thinking that Buddha is your Jesus. If you believe in Jesus like I do, and you believe in that way, then you go to heaven. In the Catholic religion, if you don't let Jesus Christ into your heart, you don't get to heaven. But you always can convert, and you can always be a good person, and you can always ask for forgiveness. And if you're truly sorry that you did not pick the right Messiah, I'm almost absolutely sure that God has a place for somebody doing good on this earth. If you have done massive amounts of good doing God's will, I'm sure there's a place for you. But if you are selfish, greedy, destroying the earth, killing people off in the millions, taking people's organs out of their body, profiting off of deadly diseases and deadly pollution, or maybe they're just crippling people for profit. Maybe you're in India or America, or you're going to America from Cambodia, and you want to cripple children to get a little extra Social Security and a little extra money. There is a special place in hell for you. But guess what? God's not going to stop you from doing it, because he does not get in the way of evil. You get to choose. You can be a good person or you can be an evil person. And if you choose to be an evil person, money will fall out of the sky. God does not reward with money. He will give you sufficiency and he will give you what you need. But as far as the riches, they poison you. There's been studies that even show that too much money can cause mental illnesses. I'm not even kidding. There's been a lot of studies into this now showing that if you give somebody too much money, a lot of times it can result in a mental illness. And so, yes, the devil works his magic in lots of interesting ways. God works in mysterious ways, but so does the devil. So does evil. Good works in mysterious ways, but so does evil. You think that it's just a coincidence that the billionaires are literally going mental because they have too much money? Do you think it is just a coincidence when people decide to be selfish, other people get hurt? Do you think it's just a coincidence that the 40-hour work week and different types of programs that we fought for, over 300,000 people fought to try to make society better on an overall basis, and now since the 1975, ever since we were killing babies and doing horrible things in other countries, and people were blowing up their own COs. Oh yeah, that's called fragging, by the way. Yeah, if your CO in the Vietnam put you in the danger, they would drop a grenade under the bed. There was over 600 people, way over 600 officers that were killed by fragging, and reports of fragging, where enlisted men who literally opposed the war were sentenced to get blown up, and they just would kill their commanding officer. That way they could get a different assignment. That's pretty fucked up. But hey, that's the 60s and 70s for you, and then all of a sudden, all the 40-hour work week, the money, everything is gone. They're trying to send disabled people to the front line. Yes, in Vietnam, there was a program where if you scored low on the IQ test, you were used as basically Cotter fire. They would just put you in the front line, you would get shot, and then the smart people, rich people, could stay back at home. Yes, the rich people didn't even have to go into the war half the time, and if you don't believe me, look at Trump. Ask Trump where he was during Vietnam, and he'll tell you he has like bone spurs and all this stuff, but yet he can run our country. He's too sick to do his service, but he's well enough to run the whole country. Oh God, I'm sick myself. I'm too sick to run nothing. I got so much. I got nerve. I would need. Well, once I get medical treatment, I'll be fine. It's just a neurological disorder. I could take some epilepsy medication. I could go on Social Security, work 28, 24 hours at a start. There's a lot I could do. I also could volunteer. I'm very good with people, and I'm very good from a chair. The stuff I'm good at is caring. I also could take more classes on helping addicts. I already spent a year in classes that actually qualifies as a degree, but that's not even the beginning. I'm good in a lot of ways, but first we need me able to speak, walk, and move all the time.